I remember when I was younger, in my country, uh, somebody I'm with, it was like immigrant in Tanzania. So Tanzania, they were talking about immigration, not people like in the power, but people, everyday people, they talk, and the news too, they talk about, oh, this happened, immigrant do this. My point is, this is international. This is not US only, but this is international. This is all about, I'm talking about immigration, how immigration is like something universe wanted me to talk about. I talk about many times, and people knows I'm a migrant, guys. I'm a citoyen in Canada for many years, and I went through all these things and all this question. And actually, I love this. I love the questioning, and I was not good in French in that time, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about Quebec, and it's helped me. I love history, and I love politics too. So it was like, hallelujah. And I passed exam in like, question was like 21, I think, 25, whatever, but 100%. And the lady called me and said, how come? And some people fail. So she was like, how come you pass 100%? I know I'm smart, but this is like loving something. It's not about the smart thing, because it was like loving. I love the question. I put the audio and I learn all this. I think it's very good to know more about Revolution Tranquille, Duplessis, and Trudeau father, which I love. Okay, just watch me, Mr. Chrétien, all this history, how English people behave and French people. So he gave me no things which I never really maybe pick up a book. I don't know why. I went to sleep, and the early morning I was like thinking about tarot, about a dog, and immigration. I was like, universe, I have a lot of video of immigration, but universe say, yeah, we talk about immigration. So I wanted to talk about, but I talk more about the dog, which my video gonna upload maybe after, about dog, but it became broad subject. I touch a little bit about immigration because I ran out of the time. It was too early in the morning, so I ran out of time. Okay, but I say, okay, maybe I never to talk about it, but say, yeah, talk about this again. So I was sleeping, and the university talk about three things: dog, tarot, and immigration. So I was okay. But when I sit down, I saw the notification about immigration, about USA restricting the entry of foreign nationals to protect the United States from foreign terrorists. He put a lot of countries, like 19 countries. So these things, I don't know why. It's not to bother me, just go inside of me. This constant reminder, I love Africa, but it's constantly like in the age, not in me, that's everybody. I have a chance to meet a lot of immigration, and you can see how people give these people. I don't know about US, but in Canada, how people try their best to learn the system. People like you come like Africa, but in Northern Africa, like Morocco, Egypt, they have a little bit of system, works a little bit. They have their own struggle, but us, like we come over there, it's different. It's very different. So I have a chance when I was working, so to teach people, we doing pork. So when they give me somebody to teach, I was doing the filet de porc. So show them how to do. They give me maybe 3 days, and they give me extra work. So I knew somebody from Africa, even I never talked to them because they are like cold and a little bit slow. I'm African, so it's not insulting. So we are like we are not really born in the system. We wake up when we want to wake up. We don't have agenda in the day. Some have agenda, like school, all this, but we live like almost a stress-free life. So one I think I remind people is Africa. One day, one country say no wars, and they build their countries. No one wanna come here because it's hot. I was there in the summer. It's hot, and it's like the only thing missing is the system and money. System. When I say system, is like money. I couldn't use my cards very often. I need to take, I take cash. Here I can put my card and pay things. Well, it's just I'm talking system. There some system is different. Even phone, I couldn't use phone. You need to have phone there. We put it. I said no. I didn't want because like sometimes when it complicated thing, I don't want. I say okay, well, whatever. So Africa, we're missing these two things: uh, system, money, and the third one is wars. That's why now I found out, oh, that's why Africa, they have wars everywhere. Because if they take everything, minerals or whatever, and they don't have wars, people gonna keep going because we are the same thing like everybody. My point is we have the same brain. Yeah. Yeah. The difference of me and somebody else is like how I apply my things, how my schedule is, what I'm doing day to day, what I'm willing to sacrifice. This is a difference between, or how your parent raise you. Yeah, nobody can tell you this. So it's all about nothing to say somebody's better than I know. They 100% is school, whatever. This is another type of book smart, which we need, and sometimes they almost not really useful. I remember one day I was fighting the world. Told me, I said, yeah, you know what? You have 100, oh, you are school, and you look at you. Yes, I have 100, all my school, all my first. Do I say, what you have, what you became? I was like, this hit me to the core. It's a long time ago. I was like, yeah. So I found out all thing we need, you need to be, in Quebec we say débrouillard. And I was like, yeah, of course I don't use, doesn't mean I'm stuck. It doesn't use, I'm not using my 2 plus 2 equal 4. Maybe I can go to the shop. I know how to money works, So anyway, my point is that why Africa we don't have tranquility, the wars over this. So when I was in Tanzania, somebody Because to me, it was like immigration. They talk about, oh, it's like immigrant do this. If you want to do something, everybody talking. It's like, is this international things? It's not about one country, it's not about Trump, it's not Canada. This is immigration. So my point is, why this is important? I wake up and I have a notification, Trump will restrict this. Okay, I was like, oh, whatever. You just say, okay, talk about this. I was like, yeah, I knew already, but so I went through the countries. I found out they have Congo. I am so happy they don't have Tanzania, but they have Congo, and they have Burundi, and they have I think Venezuela, a lot of countries. But this is like struck me to the core. These countries, they have Eritrea, they have I think Somalia, something like that. So I was like, they say they're gonna restrict um, this country because of terrorists. I don't know. So people say, "But you're too emotional. Maybe you need to live in the forest." And for so long, I was um, not dimming my light, but I knew I'm different because I cry when I'm watching Netflix. I cry even now. I was watching Netflix one day, and this guy, he did a lot of bad things, not like he just cheating the girlfriend, whatever. But when she did the same, you can see he crashed. But I don't know why I feel his heart. Like he regret what he did, but he can go back, and the girl have like the hottest choice now. And he was younger, and he have this long hair that come in the front like this young, and he's so excited to have her. She was like older than him. So the guy's a crush. He just sit down. I can feel his heart. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, one will make you bad choices. So I started crying. So my aunt would say, why are you crying? You don't know this guy. So I was like, of course I don't know. So I started asking myself, why I'm crying for people I don't know. Am I really crazy? So I ask God, I say, God, what can I do this? God, I say, yeah, that is your superpower. I said, really? Yeah. I said, why is my superpower? So I was like, really, God? I said, yeah, that is your superpower. Many people are disconnect from emotional. So I was like, how come superpower? He say, yeah, because you are not stuck, because I'm not like crying all day. You mix. I can go left or right to what I want, but when I want to connect to somebody, I can connect. That I found out. So God will say, that's the superpower. I was like, really, God? I said, yeah, this is your superpower. Because everybody was giving the really bad treatment to this guy because he did this. But everybody see him like a devil. And Yes, it deserves, yes. But for some reason, I connected with him inside. He's like telling me, Elizabeth, I regret this one. And I was like, this is reality TV, by the way. They have on Netflix. What is it called? Temptation Island. I love Temptation Island. It's series. They're very good. I love this kind of stuff. Or Bachelor. Or Bachelor. That is my thing. Before all these scrapping things, I like it when the guy was there, and that's another story. And, so, and that is my superpower. I was like, oh, okay. So go back to this news. I was like, whoa. But when I go back, it's like June this happened. But I think they renew again. Okay? But anyway, so my point is this country, they have Congo, they do have um, Burundi, Venezuela, and I don't know much about Venezuela. I remember just watching Hugo Chavez. I love Hugo Chavez. I know. Yeah, I love Hugo Chavez, all this. Uh, and this is Maduro. I don't know much about Maduro. And my point is, they destabilize Venezuela for so long, but now they call terrorists. This is injustice somewhere. I don't know why. It's a kind of injustice way of we do things, and people think it's like a natural way. Like I saw the guy talking about, oh, we need to protect our culture, which is fantastic. But people like talking about like they own the country. But this is a country whose First Nation was here. They need to talk about. We forgot about them. It's all about them, us. Okay? So when is the list come, I was like, okay, why they put Congo there and they don't put Rwanda here there? I know Rwanda is organized and Congo, but Congo is there because Rwanda is there for so long. Kagame is there for so long, destabilize Congo. And people, they could have, yeah, very quickly say, yeah, this is very good. I'm so happy they did this because, and I think Trump is doing what he's doing best. He just want to go back to the way he was popular, and because the decision he's making, I don't think it come from heart from now, like he used to do when he was in the campaign or whatever. Now it's like some people maybe in the driving seat, which is not questioning because all politicians have their people who really tell them what to do. Okay? Like a touch is they are like performers, the politician, okay? So my point is like, okay, Trump have a right to do that. My problem is why we destabilize as a country and we glorify ourselves. I'm talking North America, talking like Europe. Why we do that? We destabilize over there but we glorify it here. Like they put like Somalia. Look like Somalia. US went there, they beat Somalia, and Somalia beat them. They came back 10 years after, I think in 1990, 1990, whatever. They went back 10 years after they scrap everything because they didn't want the humiliations they have with Somalia before, you know? So they came back like no other. And Somalia now is like everything. The Pirates, the Squatty, the Gosha and Duat. And they pay the price, new generation. So when we're going to stop all this telling the truth or people? Start doing the right thing. Is Trump have a right to do that? Yes. But why we destabilize there and call terrorists when they come here? Do you know, people doesn't know, like if they stop wars in Africa on Venezuela, like Venezuela now, like Trump is almost going there. And when the Venezuela people gonna come here, they need to start their life from the zero. And the same time, they're gonna call the Venezuela people come here terrorists. You know, this is something we need to go deeper as a society. We can go far with this hypocrisy, you know, hypocrisy. Like doing things we know the outcome we're gonna come, and at the same time we blame that people. Like somebody we were talking before, it's a bit, why Africa, they never really get together? And for some reason, somebody talk like that, I always know what the answer. So I need to choose to say, okay, am I go in or out? I know the answer. So somebody like I know like somebody doesn't know much or ego is too big, whatever. So I say, okay, what can I do? So I say, what you mean? If I'm go like out, when I'm go in, I say maybe I'll say, okay, you need some education, you know. Maybe you need to go to the geography or map, whatever. See? So my point is why Trump didn't put Rwanda, and he knows Rwanda, aka MV3, is attacking Congo for years. I know it's like, it's a bit, but you know, this kind of stuff we are experiencing now, like hypocrisy of things, illusion of things works, all this is gonna fade, spectacular, but country need to be careful. I believe in the future people gonna beg for immigration to come, and the immigration is gonna come. They're gonna pay maybe rent. So some people think like immigration comes, they pay this. Yes, but they end up repaying. That I did, and the guy who agent was paying He was so rude. And I didn't speak many French at that time. If I miss payment and I didn't work at that time, I didn't speak French, I didn't speak English, I have a lot of kids, and he was so rude. Why do you miss this? And just one day I was so like done with rudeness. I said, okay, whatever. So I say to my kids, you're gonna eat rice and beans for X time and stop everything I was doing. I started paying 500 a month, which is very big money at that time. I didn't work. And I write a lot of check and put in the poster. And when the check go there, he called me. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? I said, why? What do you mean? Yeah, what you doing? What are your kids gonna eat? Huh? What your kids gonna eat? I said, you don't know my kids? Man, I went nuts. I went nuts. I'm very polite person and very considerate and very, but don't try to walk over me. Guys, I was bullied a lot at school and I learned a lot of things. Like when you let things overwhelm you, somebody is really winning over you. So this guy called me. This is immigration, how people doesn't know people who live here. They don't know immigration. People go in the length of suffering before they regain their control, sometimes 10 years. If you are organized, 5 years. That's why when Africa comes from other black Africa, we call it, not in North, we have time because we don't have the paper doesn't fit, and even you went to school. Like my husband is a teacher, but he couldn't find a teacher. They wanted him to go back to school to zero, to learn the system. Even he's good in French, to the level like sometimes you listen to the politician talk and it's like, okay, I have like 340 here in French. He is very French to the core, but he couldn't find a job. He walked his hand almost frozen, but he's a teacher. He's a teacher and he can teach, really teach, but he never, because he need to go back to school, you know? And which I understand because the system is very different. But all these things, not only my husband, but people, immigration, they have papers, but they not fit here. So when they come here, they're like start from zero. And at the same time, they came here because the destabilization in their country, and who caused the destabilization? Ourselves here. And the same time, it's catch-22. So people need to sit down who doesn't know about immigration and learn. Many people are reacting than knowing. So when you come from other black Africa, we don't have the same system. So this is by design. We are following the system they gave to us, and that doesn't fit here when you come here. You see? This is all about injustice. This is fake injustice going on is driving me nuts. There are many people, they suffering in silence, especially immigration. Imagine people come here, they uh, go to the maybe Mediterranean Sea, maybe I don't know, Black Sea, whatever it is, it's hours, or cold or whatever. Some die to come here, and all this because no job over there. And why no job over there? We are the cause one. Taking mineral for free, taking everything in raw form, so people can your work. And when you come here, people see you like, oh, is they taking my job? Of course, they need to stay. I know. So this is the connection politicians do for their population. It's not population fault, because population doesn't know much. They don't learn much about immigration. So politicians preach like, oh, we have too much. And at the same time, the politicians have their own agenda, and the population, they are in the dark because the news doesn't talk about how really immigration works, what we are doing causing there. Even in North Africa, look like Mexico. I was listening to the radio a long time when somebody said, I don't like Mexican. I was like, really? You don't really, oh, you love avocado. You see? So people, it's not their fault. Many people are in the dark. They are in the dark. And we need more education for big population to know more about us, which I'm not immigrant anymore, but I was immigrant. I'm stranded for years. And what reminded me stranded is the paper. So if I lose the paper, I'm nobody. See? So all my value as a human being come to only one thing, the paper I own. For 20 years, I wash people, caca. I change the diapers. I listen to people. They pay me, yes, and I love that. So if I lose the paper, I need to go back to the system. Imagine you lose the paper, you lose memory. Nobody knows. Oh, proof. Or you see? So my point is, I'm so disappointed. Not just Trump. I don't want to blame this poor guy, which I love, but this is all about the system. He's doing what he's doing best to level up his supporters, and which is comprehensive with politician, right? But from my point, all this immigration is not blaming, but we need another system, more human. I saw somebody in the summer, and she is like struggling. She paid like 800 the apartment, and she have kids. They give her like 1,200. She need to go back to work so she like have a room for maybe 600. Okay, 800 and 400. Yeah, to feed kids, and the life is very expensive now. This is immigrant. She living in fear because maybe she gonna go back. You see, And the same time, I don't want to say the country came. The country came is like destabilization Africa to the core of this country. She didn't cause this one. So my point is, I think in the future, I want to tell people who in the dark, which is not their fault, everyday people, very few asking me why I'm here. Very few. Many people asking me where you come from. Boom. And it's very, very few really take the time to know who Elizabeth is, why I'm, because they don't have time, basically. And I don't have it either. But this is kind of education we need to go back to as a human to function. This is not in Canada or it's international. And in the future, I think people gonna realize human being, the value of human being. All superficial things we're gonna fall. So people gonna say, "Oh my gosh, immigrant are gonna be like gold." Imagine when I'm going like a downtown eating food. I can eat Italian food even I'm here. I can eat Mexican food even I'm here. That is the outcome we have. See, we have like mixing things without go far. That is a goal we have. But a problem like I see a lot of anti-immigration. And when they talk about in the radio, this TV, you know, I have a chance to meet a lot of immigration. They are struggling. Especially people who doesn't have paper, or they have paper, the papers like come here, or the paper of education. They have education, but they can't apply here. Many people say, "Oh yeah, immigration, immigration, they do this." I know this is very damaging um, subject for many, but I predict with 100% immigration is gonna be the most valued things to the future, and they gonna vary to the length of destabilization another country in order to have that kind of immigration, and the people gonna go see through, and the people gonna say, even I have the stabilization, I don't wanna go very far like this. I'm gonna go just here, nearby. Like in my country, Tanzania, if they have the stabilization, we grow up with the immigration. Imagine you have the stabilization, who's gonna take this immigrant? You know? So they're gonna make sure very, very to destabilize the country, make this kind of welcoming people, and destabilize to have that immigration to come here. Not in only Canada, all Europe. My point is we need to change the dialogue. Immigration is not the problem. The problem is the system. Many immigrants come, they let them empty-handed. If they give something, you want to repay. I came legally here, but I pay for years. The money they spent for me, I didn't know that. Nobody tell me. Imagine somebody come illegal. So this guy called me and said, hey, you know, said, hey, your kid's gonna eat. Why you send you 500? Hey, you wanna, you kid never eat. I was like, really? You do know my kids? Really? How come? How come you know my kids? How come you are very quickly sensitive with my kids? When I didn't pay, you screamed to me. So I found out, they don't want me to pay more. They want to keep me with a string. It's like a manipulation type. Somebody when I like you, give a little bit and I'm gonna keep with this person. So this is like a control behaviors. I was like, they want me to control me through money. So this almost he was like, if you didn't send all this check, I will go back and say, stop it, stop it, stop. So I don't know what the other people did, but this is what saved my life. And it was easy because my husband said, why you send all this money? I said, no, I don't want to be harassed for things I have never agree. I didn't know, whatever. So is Trump have a right to do what he do? Yes, he have a right to do. Trump have a right to penalize Congo, but this guy, Rwanda, what he's doing, if Congo is there, is like a lot of players in Congo, and Venezuela, and Eritrea, and Somalia, all the stabilization, all these countries they have on the map. I feel sorry for them, but in the future, I talk with confidence. This is gonna be the subject. People gonna go back to say, yeah, this black lady say this. Immigration, we need to be careful, especially in Canada. Canada, we have a very big country. I know Canada before I came here, so it's like we have a very big country, and we should never follow US. They have their own type of things doing, and we have our other things doing. We need to have our own. If I can design what we're gonna do for immigration, and gonna benefit immigrant, and gonna benefit people who come here, live here. In Quebec, we say the souche, which is it's like how is souche? Nobody's souche, you know. So this is like a type of division we have. Okay, somebody's souche is from Amerindian. That's a souche. See, so everybody's souche here from now on, because immigration is gonna take a proportion in the way, because I found out many people does make kids. Kids equal new generation. So people living here, they don't their politician doesn't tell the truth, or media they make things for viewers, make things for approval, make things they don't tell the truth. Of course, immigrations have their bad side because they don't learn the system. I remember when we were in the plane. I went to the washroom, and when I went the second time, the washroom was blocked. I was like, what? I wanted to pee. I was like, what is going on? So people They never go to the planes. They take all everything the woman things they put in the toilet. I don't know, paper. It's like a mess. People throw in this washroom. It was a very mess um, plane. Good plane, by the way. I think it was American Airlines. It was a very good plane. So when I went to Tanzania last year, this year, everything clean. With Air Canada, it was Emirates this year. That's another one. I don't think I'm going to use again because they are intertwined of our people, especially in Sudan. So last year I take Air Canada, and this year I take Emirates. When I found out after, I said, I need to cut this thing off. Maybe they're going to change because everybody is, I think everybody is in the direction of changing. So we need to give some people time too. So I believe politicians around the world need to start giving people the really news, especially people who are reacting without knowing. I saw one guy was tall, like he saw me like he's gonna beat in my face. I was like, what is going on? I didn't know. Like maybe 1 week ago. This guy like really, I was like, what is going on? Maybe the moon thing or energy. So when I find out okay, they have a lot of news about immigration in the news. So I don't watch news. So I was like, what is going on? So people are like, if I'm here 20 years, nobody knows because I'm black, right? So people always think I came yesterday. So this is the disadvantage we have as black. We can integrate to the core. And as a race, they can integrate very quickly. Like we are in the integration every minute, every moment, every people say, oh yes, another one immigrant, oh my gosh. But I'm here more than 10 years. Maybe some immigrant did something bad, which is it's not about immigration, it's about how people behave. Okay. I was raised with very strict parents. So beat somebody for what? Or trick somebody for what? I know what I can bring to the table. I don't need to trick anybody. She did this, you did this, she did this. No, that will never be me. No, because I believe I can do anything. So if somebody says this kind of stuff, somebody doesn't believe themselves. Okay? They like projecting things. There are a lot of projecting in life. So my point is, I was sad. That's why I make a video. I was sad for again immigration. I think one day I wish immigration is gonna call me. We can design something to calm down people doesn't know much. I see the frustration because it's not their fault. Because in Tanzania I have the same story, learning about people talking, immigration, people, everyday people. Yeah, some immigrants did a lot of bad things because the people have their own trauma too. We forgot, yeah? So when we come here, oh, sorry, my phone. I remember when I come here, I talk this story. I cry in the plane. When the plane go up, I just start crying. So my husband was near me. I said, "Why are you crying?" I was like, I was crying. I was like, "Why are you crying?" He was so excited. I was excited too. But see my country, the plane go up. I see my country smaller, smaller. I was like, oh my gosh. what I'm going to. I tell him if I never have kids, I will never leave my country. I say, what? Why? I say, yeah, that's true. Not because I don't want him, because I wanted something good for my kids. And I'm grateful my kids they are doing their best. Be good citizens in their own way. Fall and they will stand up. That's a part of life, basically. But many immigrants come here for better, good things for their kids. So I say, if I never have kids, I will stay here. So what? Really? Say, yeah, I will keep you with me, Tanzania, if you want. But we came here. I'm so grateful. We have everything we need, everything. But the problem is not um, immigration. The problem is the system doesn't tell the truth of people, and the destabilization they do to other countries in order people to come here. They need to tell this kind of stuff and education for people so we can live in harmony, which is we are one. I know. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I cooked my porridge, so it's a little bit gonna be cold. I just finish my porridge. Yeah, coconut. It's a coconut milk. I don't know why it is cold. I was outside. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy my porridge. Coconut milk. Thank you so much. My name is Elizabeth. Go to my website, Financial Tarot. You can have things to regulate your past or find what you want. You deserve to the core. Find love, find happiness, find money, heal your trauma. And I have all these affirmation books over there. Or listen to my music over there, buy my music over there. And they don't have a system to listen a little bit. I don't know why. So, but you have a lot of sound of my songs over there. And I don't know why. It's like 3 days or 4 days, something telling me somebody did something with my song. Da, 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 da. I don't know. It's like you repeat. I never really want to talk about it because I believe nobody can take something for you if it belongs to you. Um, it will always come to you in other form. Don't forget to go to X. I'm with the X and subscribe for more if you will have my contact. My name is Elizabeth. Thank you so much.